don't know Bucky, he is a true competitor in this sport of billiards.
And he has won the leg.
And this should be pretty exciting.
Again, I'm Jerry Forsyth with Al Leon, Upstate Al. This is an AccuStats video production.
And here we go. Bucky, and I had to ask him how to pronounce his name, and I kind of broke it down the way I would understand it. He said Souvanthong.
Yeah, well,
I
don't know if I can get that tong right.
Yeah, well, not easy to do, but in any case, we are underway. This is game one of this set. Is a race to 9. Smash. Broke him good as the 7 approaches the pocket but doesn't go in.
Oh, he's left himself a nice open table here.
He sure did. I noticed Bucky has earplugs in, Jerry. I noticed a lot of players using those earplugs. Is that to cut out the ambience noise?
Cut out all the
you?
ambient
Really?
sound. I think they decided that Shane had too big an advantage.
Oh, when he did that interview about turning his hearing aids off,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if he turns his hearing aids off, he's in a world of perfect silence.
But yet, when he has them turned on, I'll tell you what, with all the noise that's in here during intermission time, and he was about 15 feet away from me, he heard me just like a pin would drop on the floor because I didn't shout his name out too loud.
Oh, yeah, he can hear you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As Bucky approaches the table and is going down for the 3-ball now. I've watched Bucky numerous years, I tell you what.
Oh, this kid can play.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not familiar with him, watch this boy. He doesn't have any fear at all of Shane. Would like to know the genesis of his last name. You know, what country that name is from.
Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it could be Vietnamese, could be Thailand.
Well, you have a lot of Filipinos, Rica.
Yeah, could be.
You know.
He sure plays well.
Oh, yeah. He's just turning this into a regular road map here.
Yeah, he had that rock on a string. And this is winter break, so he could keep Shane in his chair for an uncomfortable length of time if he keeps repeating this performance.
Yeah, you don't want to let Shane out of his chair. I'll tell you, he's over there yawning. You know, you don't want to let him out of his chair and start getting in the gear.
Yeah, you let him out once, that could be all he needs. Bucky's a left-handed player. This game is replete in its history with great left-handed players. We need go no further than Mike Siegel.
Just draws the ball back, 2 rails coming out. He's got to have that angle to get. Oh, he's got a perfect angle to get down for the 9. Just got to play the right speed here. Go about to the 2nd diamond, or between the 2nd and the 3rd diamond. He should be okay.
Yeah, Souvanthong taking no time at all to run through this rack. And he is going to take the lead without letting Shane out of his chair. 1-0.
1-0 in a race to 9 at the Turning Stone as the crowd is just growing enormously around this table. You know, Shane Van Boening is the crowd favorite here. Everybody that knows pool's been hearing so much about Shane. I mean, other players also, but having Shane play right in front of you here and you're sitting 10 feet away from the table is really a pleasure. So all these fans come out to watch these players right in front of them. Bucky puts up the score. It's 1-0 in favor of Mr. Bucky Souvanthong.
Well, I think, you know, Shane's been a fan favorite since he's been out here, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And you never see him act up. He never gets out of line. They can't get the scoring beads over. Well, they're going to assume they know what the score is, and they'll wait for Shane to get that first bead and just leave it there.
Well, they have the bead score on top of the light, and the red one determines the middle of the players. And there's one bead still stuck on Shane's side, and Bucky just wanted to make sure that he knew that you still have 0, but we can't move this bead over.
Right.
Okay, Bucky right back to the same spot that he broke from in the last game. Listen from the smash. He's got some break.
Yeah, he does. Ooh, scratched in the side pocket. He's made a ball to make things a little bit easier for Shane, and Shane's out of his chair. That is not good news for Souvanthong.
And nothing tied up here. Just the only problem here is the 3 and the 4 on the opposite sides of the table. So Shane's gonna have to do just a little more work to get from the 3 to the 4. But you know, this is like a walk in the park. If Shane is on,
yeah,
he'll get right down there where the 4 has to be. And that's what he's looking at now. He's actually looking at the 3 to get to the 4. These players tend to play 2 and 3 balls ahead of the one they're shooting.
Well, this will tell us how he plans to get to the 4 ball.
Perfect angle.
Yeah, he just has to avoid.
Going to come right down the alley. Look at, he's going to split the 5-6 and the 8-9. He's going to come right down.
Really, his only problem here is making sure he avoids running into the 6 ball.
Might throw it out.
Nope, he goes right down the pipe, but he's missed the 3 ball. I do believe
he's looking to see if that's safe.
He's got a full ball block on the 3 ball.
So Shane gets a roll there after missing the 3 ball. But Bucky might be able to play rail first here. I'm not certain if he can get in between that 5-9.
I don't think so. I'm looking at it, and he can get in there on the left-hand side of the rail, but that's not where he wants to be shooting.
Looks like he's going to try to masse around the 5.
Well, we'll know when he's
going rail first.
Now he's going rail first. He's trying this shot. And he's missed the ball. He's given up ball in hand, and he just made the table easier. Shane has virtually no challenge here. Just make sure the 5 ball doesn't wind up behind between the cue ball and the 4, and he'll be in beautiful shape. He's not going to let that happen. Yeah, he'll come off the second rail here, right between the 5 and the 6. Center table will be perfect.
He must have took his eye off that 3 ball and was concentrating more on that English to get down that alley on his previous shot.
Yeah.
And took his eye off that 3. Because that's rare.
Well, he's on it now. Wants to draw past the 9. Oh, he floated.
Smart shot staying on that side of the table.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Look at that speed control. You know, when a player has this much talent with the cue ball, it's hard to be a commentator because you can't guess what he's going to do. He's got so many options all the time. Shane very close now to tying up our match. And of course, this is winter break, so he'll be breaking.
Shane Van Boening sizing up the 9-ball. Now ties this score at 1-1 in a race to 9. They could leave that bead where it is. Nothing to worry about from now on. Well, I'll tell you what, I think Shane has the best 10-ball break in the world.
Best 10-ball break, absolutely.
This is 9-ball.
Well, if the 6-ball doesn't get in the way, but it does. It's always that last ball rolling that messes things up.
Good thing about it is he's got the 4-ball hanging there, but he's got to either jump over this or masse around the 6-ball. That 4-ball hanging in the pocket looks pretty good to him right now.
It does. He's got to decide how to get to it.
He's going to the kick.
Yeah.
Oh, he elected to push into it. Maybe a
Ooh,
possibly
I
jump
think
shot.
he's going to get this back. He pushed it out so that the jump shot is not really on. Too much of a stretch. But Bucky's going to give it a shot. No, he's giving it back.
And Bucky's going to get his break cue so he can do the jump shot. He's
You're
gonna,
right.
He's not going to take the chance of jumping with his regular playing cue. We're going to see Bucky go to the air here. That 4-ball looks good to both of them. I don't blame him. But like you said, that stretch over that table there.
But, you know, he's tall enough. He's not really stretching that badly. He just might. He's only got to get over half the ball. Oh, he fouled the 6.
See that stretch factor. Shane's smart, rolling that cue ball up a few more inches just to make that jump shot, get it to a point where you got to stretch.
Yeah.
Do you think he actually took that into mind? That
Oh, sure.
Bucky is shorter than him and just roll it up?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Wow.
I mean, let's face it, as young as Shane is, he's been around. And he
beyond-
knows the moves.
Yeah, beyond just, pocketing balls, he's actually thinking that his opponent is shorter, and if I just roll this cue ball up and make it a little harder, maybe it's possible that he will make the mistake that he did, and it paid off. Now Shane with a wide open table here.
Yeah, don't blink. You'll miss the clearance. You got to love this guy's stroke. He is just smooth as silk.
Move the cue ball as less as he can, Don't have to move it too much. Nothing fancy. Just poke and stop. You got a little too straight here.
Yeah, but he can use the rail. He's all right.
Oh.
And he's got enough room to stun here.
Just roll up a few inches, accept the shot.
Yeah.
Use the 8-ball angle to come back across for the 9.
Yeah, whatever he's comfortable with doing is going to work.
Yeah. How about just go all the way up table and still have the angle?
When you got that stroke, everything's in your arsenal. And he sure doesn't miss much.
Well, I'm not going to move much either. He's firing this right at us. So I'm like a deer in headlights right now.
Eight ball down, and this rack is done. Shane Van Boening takes rack number 3, and he now leads our match 2-1.
This is a race to 9. Folks, this is great action coming to you live from the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. This is the Turning Stone Classic 17 match between Bucky
Souvanthong.
There you go. And SVB, Shane Van Boening. Bucky was on the left side of the table. He's a left-handed, and Shane's on the right side of the monitor breaking. 9-ball on the move. Nothing dropping.
Try break brings Bucky back to the table, but I don't know if he can see enough of that 1 ball to pocket it.
And he still has to deal with the 3-8.
Yes, he does. And getting there from where the 2 ball is not going to be easy. So right now, the last thing he wants to do is move that 3-8. That's a pretty good insurance policy to have on the table.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, he's running into the 9. He's got to watch.
Well, I think he's cleared it, but he now doesn't have the position he needs to get behind that 3 ball. You know, if he could have gotten behind it, he could drive the 3 ball down table and lock the cue ball up against the 8.
I think that's what he's going to attempt to do here.
I just don't know how he gets there.
He's going to draw back.
Shoof.
Not the sweetest of shots that you want to play, but he can get there. You know, these tables are running really nice.
Yeah.
If he puts an extreme draw, he looks like he's going forward here.
What a tester this is.
Oh, he went force follow. He went 3 rails out.
Oh, but he's not going to have the angle for the lockup unless he drives it away, drives the cue ball to the rail, and cuts it back behind the 8. I don't even want to try that.
You don't like drawing the cue ball back behind the 6?
Not really. Not with that tiny alley there. Yeah, he's just going to swap sides.
Possibly get the 3 behind the 8.
Yeah, he might be able to do that, but no.
He didn't hit the 8 ball.
And I think that cue ball has leaked out.
Not leaving Shane a pocket up to the corner, though. Looked like he was just looking at where he wants his cue ball or the 3 ball to hit the rail to possibly make the 6. To go rail first.
I don't know. There may be. No, I don't think there is room.
No, let's see what Shane's thinking here. Looks like he's going to play cue ball into the 6, play possibly the carom here. No,
nope,
just played it safe. Smart shot. Why take the chance? He's playing against a player that can get out. Well, Bucky has sight. That 8 ball's not blocking him, but I don't think he has enough sight to cut the 3 ball in.
And Bucky's going to take a break. So, while he's doing that, let's see if I can get some scores from around the room for you.
Shane, very unhappy with himself there.
Try it again. Here we go. Well, everybody's still early days, but there's some leads out there. Alex Ollinger is leading Dwayne Toney 4-1. Oscar Dominguez is way out ahead of Clayton Roca, 5-1. Everything else looks pretty tight. Well, Josh Ulrich, 4-0 over Brian. How do you pronounce his last name? Is that Lips or Lips?
Where are we, Jerry?
Right here.
Lipsies. Brian Lipsies or Lips? Lipes?
Let's say Lips. That works pretty well.
We were just looking at the AZ Billiards live updates on their brackets as AZ Billiards is sitting. Mike Howerton himself is keeping scores on every table.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally found something for Mike to do, you know.
Mike's been doing a lot. As we are waiting for Bucky to come back, and for those of you that just tuned in, we would like to let everyone know that this is a free venue for spectators if you wish to stop by the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York, and experience some professional pool being played right in front of you. That's where we're at. And Bucky has just come back into the arena, so we are going to be underway. I believe he has a shot here. It's just I'm not sure if he can cut it. I know he can see the whole 3-ball from here, but I don't know if he has enough sight to cut the 3-ball into the left corner pocket at the top of your monitor.
Now, Pastor Bruce is sitting beside me, and he says he's got the room.
It appears from here that he might have it. He might have to spin it just a little bit to get there. Yeah,
well, I think he was spinning it for shape as well, and
spun it too much.
Didn't quite work.
Overcut it. Bringing Shane Van Boening back to the table. Something you don't want to do. You want to keep him under that air conditioner vent in that seat over there. But nevertheless, Shane back at the table with the feather stroke. Just moving that cue ball enough just to get to where he wants. Playing this table just about right, if not perfect. You know, I get a kick out of Shane every once in a while. He might get out of the line by a half inch or an inch or so, and he kind of like frowns.
Yeah, he gets mad at himself.
Yeah, he does.
But never enough to throw himself off his game. This is one cool cat.
Cool cat. I heard that nickname, Cool Cat. Of course, it belongs to Mr. Ray Martin himself.
Great guy, Ray.
Just inducted into the 14-1
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yep. Now, why did he put that hitch in his make ready there? Yeah, there was something about that shot he didn't like. You saw him kind of jump up halfway through his warm-up strokes.
He might have got a roll here.
Not enough.
That's 7 balls off the rail, yeah.
Yeah.
Bucky should have no problem making this.
Bucky's going to make him pay for that mistake.
Well, it's a good thing because Bucky would have been looking at a 3-1. Instead, he might be looking at a tie match at 2. All he has to do is make the 7-ball. And watch his speed, of course. Looks like he's going to wind up on the 50-yard line here.
Nails it, I mean. This to tie the match. And we are indeed tied at 2.
4 games down. 2-2. I tell you, I thought this was going to be a really great match, and so far it's turning out that way. This could be a barn burner.
You know, it's always been a funny thing to me about how the way these draws work in these tournaments. It's a blind draw. It's a matter of luck who you play the first round.
Yeah.
And to have 2 players of this caliber facing off against one another in the very first match.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to watch.
It's great to watch. It's great to watch.
again, Bucky right back to the same spot he broke from initially in game one.
For all you Jose Perica fans, stick around. We're going to have them up next.
Okay, Bucky drops a ball in the upper corner and has a shot on the 1 ball.
And shape, a way to get shape on the 2. His problem is going to be, I think, getting from the 3 to the 5.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 are up table.
If whoever sinks the 5 ball should win this match.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Bucky's going all the way here.
Think so?
Oh, yeah, playing the 2 ball right back into the same pocket. He should be
Yeah,
good.
I'm just worried about him getting from the 3 to the 5. That's going to be tricky. And that's what he's measuring here. Is he looks like he's going to settle for the real long shot on the 5. That's the safest way to play it.
He's got a small window in there to play with, though.
Yeah, but you know what? If he can hit that ball full, he can play that 3 rail safe. Leave the cue ball where the 5 is and send the 5 3 rails around the table.
Just come all the way across to the other side of the table. Try to get straight in on it.
Watch out. This is dangerous. Boy, it sure worked, though, doesn't it? When it works, it works.
From here, it looks like he can cut the 5 right down in the corner.
Yeah, he can. I think so. If not, you'll see that 3 rail safe here.
Yeah.
I think he can cut this ball. Is he aiming to cut it?
It looks like he's aiming to cut it from here, yeah. Oh, yeah, the ball went. Got more of an angle on the 6 than he wanted.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of this 6, but he can work it out with a good firm stroke, come off the side rail. He can sure make this work.
There you
Ooh.
go. Hey, putting that extra oomph and speed on it. He didn't split the pocket. As soon as you touch one of the points on either one of those corner pockets, you'll be lucky if that ball's going to drop. You got to play ball speed.
Now, he has left a tester here. Shane is a long way from that 6 ball, and the 6 ball is a long way from the pocket. Angle of error is just nothing.
Yeah, but Shane eats these shots for breakfast.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. I was watching him practice one time. It might have been an hour and a half practicing the same shot.
Yeah, he's a very diligent practice player.
Try to go 3 rails back out, and again, you see, that's just a proven point. If you don't split the pockets, they are not going in.
On these diamond tables, pocket speed, which means hitting the ball pretty slowly, is huge, because if you hit these facings firm, it's going to rattle.
Yeah, and now look at Bucky. He's way up on the top rail.
Yeah, he's got to hit this one with good speed, but 6 ball is a lot closer to the pocket than the one that Shane just faced down.
Got to watch. He's probably playing for the other side of the 7. I don't know if he's playing for the favorite side.
Well, short side would work, but
Man.
ooh, that's going to hurt him. No, it's not.
Turned out all right.
It worked out great.
Talking about a roll. Can I have a cup of coffee with that?
Golly.
And Bucky's on his way to the bakery here.
And Bucky is about to go into the lead. Nothing to stop him now from taking a 1-game lead over Shane Van Boening. He will have taken 2 racks in a row against certainly one of the greatest players in the world. He now leads 3-2.
3-2 in a race to 9. Bucky Souvanthong versus Shane Van Boening. Coming to you live from the Turning Stone Casino Classic 17. Once again, right back to that same spot. They are breaking from the box, and Bucky has elected to use the inside corner. Elbow swinging a lot freer here. Let's listen for the smash.
Man, he hit somebody. He almost scratched that cue ball.
A lot of noise.
Yeah, but nothing down, so that brings Shane Van Boening to the table with a straight-in shot on the 1. Can you see, does the 2 pass the 5 ball into the corner?
Negative. The 2 doesn't go in this corner where the 5 ball is. He's going to have to work a little bit here.
Yeah, he's got to get the cue ball back down to this end of the table.
Play the 2 ball into the side pocket.
Yep, or the upper right corner.
Yeah.
But you got to have somebody shoot this shot. This is the guy to do it. Although, you know who's really great on these long draws is Earl Strickland.
Oh, he's got that long stick.
Golly, he's just got the game.
Shane jarred the pocket again. Now, Shane's been playing with a glove recently. Did he start doing that in Manila because of the humidity?
Because of the humidity, and he likes it. I mean, the people who try gloves and like them just aren't going to play again without them. Because you get the same stroke over and over and over again. There's no stickiness on your hand to mess up, to change the stroke.
Right. All right, Bucky back at the table. Shane missing that 1 ball. Trying to get across table for the 2 on the side. He does it just perfectly. He's got another road map here.
Yeah, no real problems.
He's got to shoot that 4 ball. He might elect to play it in the opposite corner now.
Now the secret is to just stay within yourself. Don't let anything outside distract you. Don't let the fact that you're playing Shane Van Boening bother you. Just get through the balls.
Yeah, I don't think that bothers him at all. He's such a seasoned player.
I don't think anything bothers Bucky.
Yeah. And plus he has the earplugs.
Yeah.
So they're on equal grounds right now, so to say, if Shane has his hearing aids turned off, which I would assume he does. And they're both focused. I mean, even Shane sitting in his seat right now, his eyes are pinned on the table. I mean, like his head is part of the table. He's just so focused. But, missing that 7 and missing the 1, it's costly. You can't make mistakes against players like this. Bucky draws it back. He has the perfect angle. Bounce back, 1 rail, come out, shoot the 7 right in the corner where it lies.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Now 1 rail back out to center table, just past the side pockets. He'll be in perfect shape for the 8. Whoa, baby.
If he's going to go, you got to go a little further. He's perfect.
He's in good shape now.
I like playing his 2 rails.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. That's what Bucky does. He plays with 2 rails, comes all the way back down, right against the short rail. And Bucky Souvanthong goes up now by a score of 3-2 over Shane Van Boening.
Yeah, he's won the last 3 racks in a row.
Yeah, we kind of assumed this was going to be a good match here. But there was a lot of people around the arena saying, well, not really. Not if Shane gets out punching right away and punches gears and starts running racks. Doesn't have to be.
Well,
and we all know that. It's possible, but this is turning into a real good match here.
see how well he controls the cue ball this time. He nearly scratched on the last break. He doesn't even care about the cue ball. He just smacks that sucker.
He's got the no fear gear on, but he's going to wind up behind the 5 ball. not even a possibility of seeing the one. You're going to see him kick here. Either that or he's going to push out. He's got the option.
I don't suppose on a kick that 5 ball is lined up for the corner. It doesn't appear to be.
No, it doesn't look like it's on from my point of view. He might roll out. He just called push out. Leaving Shane way up table. Shane shakes his head. I think Bucky's going to get this back.
Yeah, I don't think it cuts. Not easily. I mean, you're going to run into the 5 ball if you cut it.
Shane looking at the carom off the 5 ball.
I don't think that's on.
No, he's just eyeballing and making sure that it's not an automatic scratch because he's going to attempt to cut this one, or he's going to hand it right back to Bucky.
Yeah, you're right. He's checking out that scratch.
Yeah. He doesn't like it.
I don't blame him. But he doesn't like giving it back either. You never want to give up control of the table if you don't have to, especially to a guy who's in the lead.
Oh.
You know, perfect for him would be to play a safety where he puts that cue ball behind the 6.
Well, if he makes the one, he's got the 2 balls right down here. He's got to play it slow,
Yeah,
you know.
If he makes it.
And he's got to watch the position of the 5 that he doesn't get
He's
saved.
going behind the 6.
Oh, he went behind the 6. Smart shot. It's a shot like that that'll get you back at the table. It's a good decision by Shane Van Boening to play that safe. Bucky going to kick this one rail. But I'll tell you what, if he drops this 1 ball, he winds up good on the 2.
I like it. Oh, he missed it. And now, Shane certainly has an easy way to get from the 1 to the 2. 2 to the 3 is not so easy. Yep. The problem is just getting through the table to the 5 ball from there. It's very easy.
4 ball has a hole, yeah. Just got to get up to the 3. Or just go right out to the center of the table, play it soft. There he goes.
That's what he's chosen to do. It's a smart man who takes the tougher shot when he needs to. He has his choice of pockets for the 5. So playing the 4 here, he can put the cue ball in a couple of different places.
I'm looking for him to go 2 rails. Just elects to draw it back.
And he'll play the 5 in the same pocket. The 4 went in. The 6 ball is going to go in that same pocket.
You know, 2 of the power shots that Shane Van Boening tried to play in the last few games that went by, he jarred the pockets. So he's probably staying away from firing balls and just, you know, shooting through the pack slowly until he gets his rhythm and his arm loose a little bit. And I mean, here he goes. He's on the 7 ball. He's looking to tie this matchup at 3.
And rack number 7 goes to Shane Van Boening. He now trails
Oh.
Bucky Souvanthong by
sorry.
1 and a score of 4-3.
4-3. I thought it was 3-2. It was 4-3. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this match is going pretty fast.
I didn't think Bucky was that far ahead of Shane Van Boening. That's a surprise.
Yeah, he was up by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, in any case, Shane set to break here in Game 8. There's something about Shane. He doesn't look like he's in it. I mean, for some reason. He doesn't look like his normal.
Well, yeah, but you know what?
Rhythm.
Sometimes when Shane looks inattentive or bored, he just fires. He's just dead on. It's because he's so confident that he doesn't feel the need to put that razor edge out there.
Yeah, I guess.
Jumps the cue ball up, but the cue ball winds up in the center of the table just where you want it to be after your 9-ball break.
With the 1 and a 2 wide open.
And he made 2 balls on that break, so we're playing 7-ball. No need to say much. We can just let you watch this. You know what's going to happen here. But while you're watching, let me remind you that the next match is also going to be a jewel, Jose Perica versus Sean Wilkie. Do stay tuned for that one.
Shane's a little undecided. He's not sure if he wants to play it up in the corner or play it into the side pocket.
Yeah, the side pocket shot would be easier shape for the 6, but it's risky getting the right position on the 4. He could wind up behind the 9. He does not. He's gotten what he wanted.
And just pull the cue ball back a little bit and shoot the 6 into the corner. He's electing to go up table, 1 rail back out, or come back.
Yeah, he wants to take it in the side, I think.
Yeah. He'll bring this cue ball back to the center of the table, splitting the 8-9, or going behind the 8-ball.
Well, we are about to have a tie match.
The more you watch Shane's mechanics, certain shots he'll reach back and grab way back on the end of the butt of the cue.
Yeah.
I mean, just way back there. And other times he'll be 8 to 10 inches, choking up on the butt of the cue.
Shane takes that rack. We are tied at 4.
What an exciting match we have here at the Turning Stone. Tied at 4. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, both of these guys have a stroke most players would kill for. We talk about Shane's stroke all the time, but Bucky's got a beautiful, beautiful way of delivering that cue ball.
Absolutely. You got 2 warriors. Shane being a little more seasoned, but, Bucky's a good player. Parking that cue ball again.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of that, but does he get a shot on the 3? He doesn't think so, and I don't think so either. I don't even think he can come off the rail here. He's going to have to go into the rail too soon, but who knows?
He'll probably push out to the upper left-hand corner.
And even if he were to make the 1, what do you do with the 3?
I don't know. He might be looking at playing that 1 ball off the rail. Going for the roll
Yeah,
up.
he's going to push. Don't blame him a bit, but he's going to get this one back. Bucky going to bank this ball across corner.
Yeah, and play the speed, the pro speed, bring it back to the middle of the short rail.
Yeah.
Good shot. Exactly what Shane was going to do, but
Ooh,
maybe not exactly.
that's a beautiful result. That's the part of the pro game that has always amazed me, how these guys can make a cue ball travel 18 feet and then park itself right behind a single ball.
Yeah.
And they do it over and over again.
Shane's just going to put a little masse on this just to run this cue ball a little bit longer.
And how's
at
that
his
for a
speed.
shot?
Look at
How
that
is
speed.
that for a shot? What an answer to a safety.
I tell you, if I was Bucky, I would just try to bring the cue ball back behind a 6, 9, 7. You know, hit him with a safe, come right out long here. You know, and leave the one ball maybe possibly tied up by the 3.
Yeah, or if he's not comfortable with that, just play a switch in shot. Put the one ball down here and the cue ball way up there.
Well, he left him a clear shot at it.
Yeah, but clear shot to what?
Yeah, to a safety. That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, but to play a really good safety, he's got to bleed in between the 6 and the 9.
Just hit the one ball on the short rail, send it up between the, yeah, that's what he's going to do. Send it up between the 5-4 and bring the cue ball behind the 6, 9. Pocket over there.
That's a lot of work.
But it's the hard work that pays off.
It is, but the cue ball is going to lose an awful lot of energy when it strikes the one ball that full.
Oh, he didn't bring the cue ball
Didn't get
over.
there. Cue ball spent all of its food on the 1.
Shane's shaking his head. Not happy with what just happened. He wanted to bring that cue ball over there by that 6-9. Well, nevertheless, Bucky back up at the table.
He's still got a problem. That 3 ball's still a problem. It's a problem for anybody.
Well, all he has to do is draw back and shoot it up in the other corner.
Well, you
Or
gotta,
go forward.
You got to leave yourself an angle to get back on the 4.
How's that work for you?
I tell you what, that works pretty good. That works pretty darn good.
Tied at 4 with one of the world champions.
Yeah.
And you come with that. Pretty strong. Draw this right back and shoot the 4 in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh. Power drew it. Look at this. I thought it went into that. I thought the 4 went into the corner pocket where the 5 is. I thought he was just going to draw back just to make the 4 there, but apparently Bucky has something else in mind. Now
Well, remember, he's left-handed, so this isn't that much of a shot for him.
right, but he still has to cut this ball. Talk about making your work a little harder. Good shot. Now he still has an issue here to get on the 6 ball.
Yes,
Looks like
he
he's
does.
pretty straight in on this.
Well, he's
Going to draw it all the way back and try to pin the cue ball up against the rail on the
be
right
a
side of the monitor.
heck of a draw. You better not try to cheat this pocket too much with that much draw.
Nice stroke.
Beautiful.
Still not out of the woods yet. Got some work to do here with that 7-9 like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he could just draw this ball back 2 inches, he'd be in great shape.
I think what he took a look at was to see if the 7 went past the 9 into the same pocket where he's going to put the 6 ball. That's what I think he looked at. No, he's just a couple inches out. I'll tell you what, this was a pretty hard rack that Bucky's working his way through.
He's doing a great job.
Absolutely. Bucky Souvanthong taking no prisoners here in rack number 9. Is on the verge of going ahead by 1 game here.
Yes, indeed, and he does. He leads our match now 5-4. You know, throughout this match, and this is odd for Shane. Shane's only had the lead once. The rest of the time we've either been tied or Bucky's been leading.
Any of you pool players out there that are just starting out playing the sport that follow Shane Van Boening, that is a surprise. You know, it's Shane's usually out there by a few racks ahead of anybody.
Although, you know, Shane has a quality that is a little bit reminiscent of Nick Varner. Because when you were playing Nick Varner in his prime, the last thing you wanted to do was get a lead on him. Because he was so good at clawing back.
Oh, yeah. True warrior. Bucky looking to pocket that 9 ball dropping. Wow, now goes up. He leads Shane Van Boening by a score of 6-4 in this race to 9.
Yep, it's nervous time for Shane. And it's, I'm going to give a different rack time as well.
I don't think Shane's going to do that. He's a pretty fair character.
Oh, he's a real fair character.
Bucky's going to be on top of it, and he looked at the rack and added a corner.
But he knows he may have left a gap on that last one between where the 4 and the 3 are now. And if you leave that
I'm
gap.
looking for the wing ball here.
9 ball into the upper corner. Oh, it got kicked out. Kicked out. That was going to be 2 in a row if that ball had not been kicked out because it was headed straight for the corner.
No rack issues there, I'll tell you that much.
No rack
Everything
issues.
on the table moved. Got a couple of options here. You can play it into the side pocket and then come back up table for the 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's going to do. He's got to get on the other side of that table.
Got to get past the 5.
I like that speed. I didn't like it, but it's perfect.
That's great. And now he's got the right angle to lay right on the 3. So, oh boy.
Bucky, I'll tell you what. He's got the no fear clothing on.
Yeah, he's
just going all out.
He's really gaining a fan base in this match.
Now, when I talked to Bucky prior to this match, he says, "Really? I got to play Shane?"
Yeah.
You know, in a nervous type of voice.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
just part of his act because there is no fear here.
Yeah, the nerves are gone. I've been watching his backhand, and there is just not even a tremble in the backhand.
He is a really nice kid.
Yeah, he is.
I like Bucky.
He is.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm saying Bucky's going to go up another game in this match here.
Yeah, you're going way out on a limb.
Well, I'm not going out too far.
Remind me not to gamble with you.
Just a little bit, just where I can grab the peaches or one of the apples hanging on a branch. I'm not going out that far. But the way Bucky is stroking here, he's got WD-40 in that elbow.
That's the first stroke he's laid out that I didn't like. He
nothing wrong with it. He wanted the angle to come back across.
But he didn't stay down on his shot. The cue stick just kept moving. See, like that. And he started to wave that stick after the shot. That's going to jump up and bite you.
Yeah, it will. He's keeping his rhythm going. Maybe speeding up just a little too fast, and you're right. It might come back to bite you.
You can't be steering a shot after you've released the cue ball. Stay down.
All right, just come back to the center of the table here. Nothing fancy. And put another beat up on your side of the board. That's
there
all.
He stayed down.
He banked it. Oh, there goes the pocket speed we were talking about.
Right.
Now, you would have fired that ball. That 8 ball would have came right back out or jarred there.
It'd be sitting right there.
Yeah, absolutely. As Ernesto Dominguez comes into the arena to view this match, Bucky Souvanthong goes up another game. The score is now 7-4 in favor of Bucky.
And Bucky's won the last 3 racks in a row.
Yeah.
And it's twice he's had a series of 3 on Shane. I can't tell you how rare that is.
I bet you he doesn't switch sides of the table he was breaking from.
No.
I'll go out on a limb that much. Here we go. Listen for the smash. As other players that are in the arena come down to this side of the arena to view this match. You know, in the pool world, when the word goes around that someone is losing,
that's a dry break.
Shane Van Boening, everybody comes down to watch. Dry break for Bucky. Not much for Shane.
Yeah, it's not much going Shane's way this match.
Bringing the 1 ball behind the 6, 7, and 8, bringing it down here to the short side of the table, and bringing the cue ball possibly behind the 5 too. Or is he bringing the cue ball down this way? I can't tell the way he's shooting. He's bringing the 1 and just leaving Whitey behind the 6. Nice shot. But looks like a fairly easy kick for Bucky.
Easy kick to hit, but what are you going to do with it? You know, he really needs to come off the right-hand side of the ball so that the 1 is headed toward the corner but not going in, so the cue ball can fly up table and get behind that wall of balls. Now he needs a roll, and he does not get it.
Well, kind of, because the 2 ball. You see the 2 and 3
yeah,
are a little tied up there.
Yeah, the 2 got ugly.
And Shane's not in a position where he can break that out.
No, but he can sure play a mean safety off of that position.
I think that's what he's going to elect to do.
He may play a safety right here.
Either that or make the 1 ball, come back to the center of the table for the 2, and then play the 2 bank safe.
That's your safety. Oh, he wants to be locked up. He did a good job. Hit it a little too firm, but...
Well, lucky for Bucky, he's lefty. This is a pretty easy kick off that short rail since he's lefty.
Yeah. But he's got the cue ball moving away from where the 2 is going to be, so it won't even do him much good to make this shot. Not a happy result for Bucky.
Trouble in River City there.
Yep.
And now Shane in a position to get the 2 and the 3 broken.
He's in a position to take this rack out. I don't think he needs to break them. He can play them where they lay now.
Oh, he's got a shot on the 2, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, where's Jerry? How'd you see that?
Experience. Well, that second nudge was not intended, but he needed it.
Notice Shane just staying composed at the table. No thought in his mind about the score above his head. Just him and the table right now. One game at a time. The 7 ball looks like it passes the 9.
Oh, yeah.
And at the angle he's at right here, I would say it does.
Yep, he's shaking his head. He wanted to be anywhere but straight in on this 7 ball. Any angle at all would have done, but I don't think he's got a bit of an angle. He may have to.
He can play the 7 off the 9 if he wants to create a little more angle.
Yeah, but you know, you're playing into diamond pockets. I'll be honest with you. I like the idea of just stopping right there and taking the longer shot.
Going rail first?
I don't think so. I don't know what he's trying to do here.
Oh, my goodness. He's got the shot, though. I mean,
yeah,
like
he can play it in the side pocket, but now he's cueing over a pocket, which is never.
He tried to spin
pleasant.
out of there. Yeah, he tried to spin out of there 2 rails. He had a lot of spin on there, but now he's just going to have to go up table and back down, pocketing the 8 into the side pocket. He should be fine.
And fine he is. That shot gets some applause.
And you're going to hear the crowd erupt when Shane makes this 9 ball.
And Shane Van
There you
Boening
go.
indeed does now trail by 2. He wins game number 12. Score 7-5. Shane needs to stay at the table for a little bit.
I don't know why Shane doesn't switch over to the other side of the table where Bucky's been getting all that action from.
I'm surprised that he's not moving over. Eight ball went because of a kiss from the 6, but I don't think he's got a shot on the 1.
Nope, he doesn't have a shot on the 1. He can hit it, but he doesn't have a shot into a pocket.
Shane's been spending a lot of time this match shaking his head.
I think he's just going to play the bank the 1 ball straight back down table and try to leave it on the bottom short rail and leave the cue ball up on the opposite side of the table.
Well, he's giving it a lot of thought. He obviously doesn't like this one too much.
He's looking at the angle now where the cue ball is going to deflect off the 1 ball. I think that's what he's going to do. Just play the 1 down the opposite side of the table to the short rail. That's all. Oh, made the billiard. He played the billiard into the 5 ball.
Wow.
Pocket the 5 ball in the upper left-hand corner. Nice shot. Many a times we all seen Shane put packages together. Well, he needs a package here. When the heat's on, I'm looking for Shane to start cooking. And this is one of the shots where he has to drill it with a little speed. He's got to come out short out of the corner or back behind the 9. A little more angle than what he wanted.
He is really leaving himself some toughies. I think that Bucky's doing a good job of keeping Shane out of his rhythm, not letting him get comfortable.
Well, right now, Shane's keeping Bucky and all
Right,
Sparky over there.
right now he is.
Yeah.
Hits it at pocket speed. Good thing, too, because that one was rail first.
By pocket speed, what we mean, folks, is just hitting it with the right speed that the object ball will, the pocket where the object ball is going will accept the ball. Even if you just touch the rail, if you fire it a little too fast, the pockets will not accept the ball if you just hit the rail first.
Yeah, you got to give gravity a little chance to help you.
Yeah. Well, Shane looking to close the gap here. He trails this match 7-5 right now. And looking to close it by 1. Now, a lot of people would have played that 1 or 2 rails back out, shot the 7 into the same pocket where the 6 went. Nothing fancy here, just road map it. Very little work to do.
Yeah, your really great players don't pull a lot of fancy shots.
Right.
Keep it simple.
Right.
Make it work.
And here we go. Here's the results.
And Shane draws within 1. It's 7-6.
In favor of Bucky Souvanthong.
That's right.
I'll get that name right yet.
Piece of cake. Smith and
Yeah.
Souvanthong.
You know, you see so many of these players, on the road, or you see them in tournaments, and you talk to them here and there. And it's never about last names.
Yeah, I know. It's
hey,
all
Bucky,
first
how
names.
are you?
Yeah, right.
I knew his last name. I just never knew how to pronounce it. Shane trying to park the cue ball, put a little more follow than what he wanted to, and brings the cue ball back down to the table, and nothing goes. Now, this is why I don't know his reason for staying on that side of the table instead of going over there with Bucky's pocketing 2 and 3 balls.
It's not working for him, and usually you'll see the players immediately move to the other side of the table if they're not having luck from one side.
Well, he got I think one good break on that side of the table where he was at. If you recall, when you said he's playing 7 ball now, and after that, it was like all downhill. Why he elects to stay over there, instead of moving over, is beyond me. I'm used to Shane moving his cue ball around.
Well, this is really tough for Bucky. I mean, he loves the shot. He'd love to just fire this shot, but it doesn't do him any good to make it because he's got no way of coming back on the 2. So he's going to push out. It's a nice push out. No matter what Shane decides to do here, if he takes the shot, he's not going to be moving that cue ball toward the 2.
I say Shane's going to take the shot just to keep Bucky in that seat.
He's got to. He's got to and look for a safety off the 2. Shane needs a ball in hand situation now.
Is he trying to cut this down by the 4-7? To hide the 1 ball behind the 4-7 with speed?
It's a good shot.
Or is
it's good. That'd be a great result. That's what he's doing.
And hit it well.
Beautifully.
Hit it well. He might have left him a little window to get behind that deuce or the 4 ball. To get behind the 4 ball just to have a kick. Now, if Bucky can stun this right, he can leave the cue ball right there where that 1 ball is. I'm not sure if he has that angle. He's going to try it. He's going to leave the cue ball right where the 1 is. He's going to try. Well, drifted out. Nevertheless,
there's one of those 3 rail safeties that these players play so well.
Shane not liking this at all. I'm looking for him to go off the long rail.
Oh, yeah.
And get behind that one.
Yeah, he'd love to hit that one ball solid from behind and send it right back up here and leave the cue ball down there, but that's a tall order. Shane's just not getting any opportunities.
Well, he would like to get a solid hit behind the one and have the cue ball slide over towards the 8th direction.
Yeah.
But like you said,
tall order.
From here, we didn't miss it.
Yeah.
We never miss.
Shane's starting to get a bit frustrated.
And you know why he does that? Because he went through every mathematician's angle that he could possibly think of.
And he still doesn't like it.
And he still don't like it.
Yeah.
So he gets frustrated with himself. He's trying to hit it solid. He hit it solid, but the cue ball leaked out down this way. It's going to leave Bucky with a shot.
Yeah, and worse, it leaves Bucky with a path to the 2 ball.
Well, it's not that easy. I mean, he's going to cut into the corner. He's going to have he's going to have to go up table, come out short, and come back down again.
I thought he would take it into the side.
That's what he's looking at now. Sizing up his options. I guess he's decided to go with the side
It's
pocket.
a lot easier. Oh. Well, he has again left a tester. Oh, more than a tester.
Shane's got to work to get that cue ball back down to this side of the table where that 2 is, though.
Yeah, this is hardly a test. This is more like an exam.
There's a lot of players sweating this action right now. Ernesto Dominguez, Jeremy Sosi. Even on the adjacent table, you got Greg Antonakis actually sweating this match. I mean, this is
whole room's down here.
Yeah, becoming the center of attraction right now. Shane's going to fire at it. Undecided. You know, when the rolls are just not going your way, you know, and it's tough. It's tough. You keep clawing at it. He's even looking to just accept the long shot on the deuce.
Boy, he'd sure like to find a place to hide here.
He's keeping Bucky in his seat a long time, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, that's the only advantage to having a tough shot.
This is definitely not a deliberate move. It's just, it's in a position, you know, from my point of view, the angle that I see here, it looks like he can one rail it between the 6-8 at the top, but, you know, you got to get back down table to have a shot for the 2. The way Shane was sizing it up, it looked like he wanted to spin the cue ball 2 rails out off the short rail and then back to the long rail and accept the shot for the 2, but he's got me. I don't know what kind of decision he's going to make here. Then if you fire the 1 ball and it doesn't split the pocket, you know, he's thinking of so many different things here. He was just lining up with a little bit of reverse, but it's taking quite a long time, I'll tell you that much.
I don't blame him. Well, did he hide it? No.
Now from this point, if Bucky can bank this 1 ball, He can have the shot on the deuce.
Yeah, but he's got to have a great roll to get a decent shot on that too.
Just getting out of the seat after being there for a while, he's looking to place Shane safe.
No, sir.
The one ball went right in.
And left himself a 2-9 combo if he wants it.
I don't think he'll play it if the 2 goes in.
Yeah, if the 2 passes the 9, he'll certainly play the 2 ball in the corner, but apparently it doesn't pass because he's sizing up the combo.
Now he's got to watch the speed. You don't want to hang it.
Yeah, this is awfully risky. If he misses this shot, he's going to leave the table up to Shane.
As a lot of the fans here stand on their feet.
Now, if he makes it, he's a hero, but if he misses it, ooh, what a sellout.
I think he should play the 2 right in.
Oh, he did. It did go. Okay.
Yeah. That was a shot. Because what happens is if you play that combination with any kind of speed in that 9 jars, it hangs up there. Now you're looking at Shane shooting the 2-9 behind you. You don't want that.
It's a real suicide shot if you have another choice. I wasn't aware he had another choice.
Perfect speed. It's good. Come right back out for 5 ball.
Only challenge left now really is from getting the 5 down to the 6.
Well, if he gets straight in it, which I think he's going to play to be almost straight in on it to just draw back.
Yeah, just draw back. Yeah. Well, he's not straight enough for that. I don't think.
I think he'll draw back.
Is he straight enough to draw? He's got a better angle.
He can draw it. He can draw it back. Just going to go 1 rail, come back out. Oh, that's a very crucial error right there. You don't want to let Shane back to the table.
Yeah, that was
down 1 game.
That was a big mistake.
Or at all. He's going to cut this. He's going to fire this in at 9,000 miles an hour.
If he makes it, he's going to roll it. If he's going to cut it, he's just going to roll. Hey, dang, you were right the first time.
Well, he had to get the cue ball around 5 rails to come back out. Nice shot by Bucky as you hear the fans here erupt.
He just let out a breath of relief. What a shot that was.
Risky.
This kid's got a lot to show you.
Risky shot.
Realize this is going to put him on the hill if he makes these 3 balls. Oh!
How many times do you see somebody come with a great shot and then miss
the
next
next
one
one?
It?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't happen just then.
They're so busy congratulating themselves that they missed the next shot. Yeah, a million times.
Drawing it straight back, folks. Nice speed. Bucky Souvanthong.
Bucky regains a 2-game lead. He now is on the hill and leading Shane Van Boening 8-6.
Who would have thought? Shane just pounding the rack on the table.
He's not a happy man.
Well, he hasn't been getting many rolls.
No, he hadn't.
But missing those 2 crucial shots that he missed were, a big part of it.
But to Souvanthong's credit, the reason he's not getting a lot of opportunities and a lot of rolls is because he's not spending much time at the table, and when he does come to the table, he's facing a headache.
Yes, yeah. Now, that's what I'm talking about. He's not getting too many rolls. And Bucky is keeping him in the seat as long as he can, and I can't blame him.
I don't blame him a bit.
He just stands up and holds onto the pool stick. People start to shiver.
If this 9 ball goes, it's over.
Well, Shane gives him a good rack. You know that. Smash.
Well, it's not going to be a golden break.
Does make the 5 ball, though. He's got no shot on the 1. I mean, no pocket for it to go in, but I'll tell you what. If he can get that cue ball past the upper side of that 3 ball, I'm looking for him to hide this cue ball behind the 8 ball. Or is he going to draw back?
I'm looking for him to hide it.
You know what I mean? Going forward.
Yeah.
And going in 3 rails and just putting the 1 up against the other. He's going to draw back.
Yeah, if he can do that.
Oh, he played the combination. What do we know?
He didn't want to make that. He just threw his hands up like, oh, no.
Oh, okay. He was just playing safe here. Oh.
Now he's in trouble. I don't think.
I don't know. It looks like it might go by the 6. He might be able to play rail first.
I don't think so. Maybe he can, but
The only luck he's got on his side is the 2-ball. You know, it's not much of a window, but it's down the other side
he
of the
just
table.
got his break cue. He's looking
going to the
He's
air.
going to go to airborne.
We're going to have to start calling this Chucky Air here. A Bucky Air, not Chucky Air. Bucky Air. Here we go.
Here it
This
goes.
is dangerous. He just touches that side rail, and he's going right off the table.
Airmail delivery.
This is dangerous. But since he attempted the last one and hit the 6-ball, he actually hit the 6-ball, and here's the 6-ball again in front of the 1-ball. If you remember, he did hit the 6-ball on his first attempt at jumping. And he hit the 6-ball again.
That jumping with your break cue is just not an easy task.
Well, that's the reason that rule is put in effect with Mike Sugden. He doesn't want the 40-inch, 36-inch, whatever kind of jump cue you want, leave it home.
Yeah.
Equal, grounds on for everybody. You're going to do it with a full cue. All right, Shane looking at absolutely no problems on his table here.
Well, he's got one problem. He's got an opponent in the chair who's on the hill.
That he does. A little bit straighter than what he wanted, but enough to bounce the cue ball off the rail.
Yeah, he can still move out away from the rail. Should be in good shape to clear this rack up. Oh, my.
Try to bounce the cue ball off the rail, jarring the pocket. That only goes back to the main reason that we were talking about this in the very beginning. The same pocket that he missed the first ball in, he jars the 3-ball. Shane is slamming his stick against the floor. He can't believe it. Just frustrated.
Well, he knows he's on a direct path here to losing his very first match of this tournament. He's going to have to take the long road home if he does.
Under the conditions, I don't know. Bucky fired that last 7-ball in there like it had eyes at 9,000 miles an hour. And it goes back to the pocket speed. If you don't split them, you're not going to get them. This one is over. I would say it right from the, I'm going out on a limb with these 3 last balls on the table against you.
Well, you can tell Shane thinks it's over.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He's very frustrated.
He's got a lot going through his mind right now, and none of it is pleasant.
Bucky Souvanthong, everybody.
Learn that name. I have a feeling you're going to hear it again.
Absolutely. Coming out. He's going to come out 2 rails and shoot the 9 right into the side pocket, and this match should be closed curtains.
Souvanthong over Van Boening. Final score is 9-6.
What a crowd we got here. I'll tell you
telling
what, you guys got to get down here and see this match in person at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York. I am Upstate Al sitting alongside with Jerry Forsythe, and what a great match we just saw.
That was a great match. Y'all stay with us. We'll get Bucky into the studio and have a talk with him. We'll be right back.